this is Mateo, and we are continuing on Silph Co, starting with this Rocket Trainer. And as for my guess of what he's going to use, Zubat, Machop, Hypno, Eradicate, those types of Pokemon, just like any other Rocket Trainer. So yeah, at least we're like halfway, somewhere between a third and halfway done with the whole building. Again, you could do this building in like 10 minutes if you know where the teleporter is and where the card key is. But for whatever reason, I didn't go grab it, and I just felt like fighting all the trainers to get even more levels, because we are still under-leveled compared to the gym leader, and although the gym leader does have trainers in her gym, they won't be enough to get us to raise from the levels we are at all the way to 50 to be at least 47 to be to par with her Pokemon. So you need to... Basically, the gym coming up is probably one of the hardest in the game. I mean, there's such a jump in levels. I mean, we went... Well, not so much. Koga had high 40s and stuff, but she uses Psychic Pokemon, which really don't have that great of weakness to use. I mean, there are only so many Ghost-type moves that don't do a whole lot. And same with Bug types, so... Psychics are kind of overpowered in this game in the sense that they really don't have a very usable weakness. In the future generations, they are lowered a bit in the fact that they are now weak to Dark-type Pokemon and such. But in this game, they're pretty overpowered. Well, not so much, but kind of. And they can even fight against the Ghost Pokemon that they're supposed to be weak to because they have the Poison-type moves. Well, the Ghost types have the Poison subtype, and oh boy, speaking of Poison, I could have sworn that I had a second antidote, but never mind. Okay, we're going to have to deal with this. I could use the full restore, but I don't want to waste it. So we're going to have to deal with Flashing Screen. There's a trainer. But yeah, hooray for it. At least he only has 25 HP, so it's not going to last that long. Mosaic, yeah, Ghost types, all three of the Ghost types in this game have the Poison subtype, so they're weak to Psychic. Why that works, I don't know, but it just works. They're also weak to Ground. Haha. So yeah, there's that. Dugtrio just is amazing, and because of his high attack stat and high speed, he will be great for the next gym. And Psychic Pokemon generally have lower defense, which is their one weakness. So you generally want to use normal, ground, rock, just physical attack types. And in this game they aren't split like in the newer games. I think they were split in Diamond and Pearl, or Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But in this game, whether they're physical or special just depends on what type they are. I'm not going to go through and list them all, but you can just look it up. But anyways, yeah, not using Dig on Voltorb, whatever. I'm guessing I thought I could take it down, or maybe I ran out of Dig, that would happen. Another good thing about Dugtrio and his Dig is that you can use Dig in place of escape ropes. So you no longer have to buy those, you could just easily teleport out of a dungeon no matter what. You don't need to have PP for it to use. It's kind of like an HM, you could use it when Dugtrio is fainted. Just whenever. And now Dugtrio is also poisoned. I almost missed that. Yay, more Flashing Screen. It's going to last a lot longer too, because at the moment Dugtrio has more HP than Hitmonlee, which only has none. Okay. Not right here, never mind. I thought we were getting to the area of the card key. I'm pretty sure that we passed the floor that's on. And also, here's another one of the Rocket Brothers. And he has 3 Pokemon, which are all the same thing. So, yeah, this episode we're going to be able to pretty much get to the end. Then after this episode, we'll go to the Pokemon Center, heal up, and then we'll do the actual thing that we need to do here. And then we can actually make progress with the story and stuff. This is the bulk of the battles of the game right here. That route, well, that combination of routes, and then this. So, yeah. And you know, judging with Koga's really high levels, and this place doesn't have so much of high levels, I think we were supposed to go through this place earlier, However, they have higher levels than the trainers on the routes that we passed, so I honestly do not know. Either way, hello, Mr. Scientist. Enough of your what? I don't know. The little player thing was blocking. I have the little player thing up so I can tell how much time and how much time I have, and I hopefully don't get cut off. Even though that still does happen sometimes because I'm not paying attention to it. Like I'm in the middle of talking about something and all my focus on anything else goes away because I'm focusing on this. But whatever, critical hit's nice. The trio's still poisoned, yay. A strange thing about poison in this game is that if you faint the enemy Pokemon, you don't get hurt by poison. So you could kind of consider that a little prize, I guess, even though it's not that great of a prize. No, we're on 10F, so we're almost there. Yay. He only has one Pokemon and it's somewhat different. Yay! I like this guy. But, yeah, you don't get hurt by poison if you beat the Pokemon on that turn. Like, I was about to say, watch here, but never mind, Dugtrio's fainted now. At least we don't have to worry about flashing screen. And 10F or 11F is the final floor with a whole bunch of rockets. The other ones are just little floors leading up to the president, who is the person you're trying to find. But first, let's grab some items. I think, excuse me, we got a calcium earlier, we also got a rare candy, and TM26, which is, yeah, we got a calcium, or a Carbos. Earthquake. That is a very powerful move. It's a ground type, so it hits a whole bunch of different types for super effective. It has a lot of power. Pretty sure it's 100% accuracy. It doesn't hit flying types though because it's ground, obviously. But I'm pretty sure it has 100% accuracy. I mean, how can you dodge an earthquake unless you're flying in the air, which is flying types. But still. So, and a lot of Pokemon can learn it. Dugtrio could learn it, although it also learns it by level up, so I'm just going to wait until Dugtrio levels up enough. And I could use a TM to teach a different Pokemon Earthquake, but ground type really is Dugtrio's department. That's what I have Dugtrio for, and I could use it to teach Earthquake to Dugtrio earlier, but I really don't feel like doing that, just because that's a bit overpowered. So, yeah. We're just going to wait until Dugtrio gets it naturally. So that's pretty much it for the Silph Co building. So let's use what I was just talking about. Dugtrio can dig, get us out of here, and we land. Now, Pokemon Center to heal up our 2 fainted Pokemon and 2 hurting Pokemon. And we can go back in and do stuff, unless I feel like doing other things, maybe. But we're pretty much done with the bulk of the trainers. Hooray. So let's see here. What do I end up doing? Do I catch more Pokemon or do I continue with the Silph Co? Well, seeing as how I'm walking right now, I'm guessing I continue with the Silph Co. There's Mr. Psychic's house again. You could go grab Psychic TM if you want to. However, I'm not because I don't feel like it, and because, like Earthquake, Psychic is pretty overpowered as well. And I don't have a Pokemon that can learn it yet. And I would rather the Pokemon that I am going to get to learn it naturally. So now we are actually going to use the elevator to just skip to the floors we want to go. So on 5F we can find the card key. So let's go ahead and grab that. It's towards the bottom of the floor, if I could just find my way to that. Here we go. And you're going to step on this telepator, yes, teleporter, step back on it, go across, and... Okay, I missed a trainer. Yeah, he kind of beat everybody here except for you, and soon you're not even going to be a part of that not beaten percentage. See? And you only had 1 Pokemon. Haha, I win. And more money because they, for whatever reason, pay you for winning the battle. And hidden over here, we have the card key. It's actually pretty well hidden. I mean, if you didn't know to go back on the teleporter, you wouldn't be able to find it because I'm pretty sure the other way around that hallway is blocked by a rocket. Either way, let's just open this door because I can. On one of the lower floors, I think it's a lower floor, you can find the girl that will let you rest there. because apparently you can rest with a whole bunch of bad guys hanging around. Takedown, that's an okay move, although recoil damage and its normal type. I really don't like recoil moves, even though the recoil really isn't that much in this game. Let's also open this one because I can. And we get Protein, which will raise your Pokemon's attack. And the only reason I remember what that one does is because Tyrogue, evolving Tyrogue and Crystal and trying to get him to have more attack was really difficult, so I just ended up giving him 5 proteins to raise his attack more. Okay, so one of these, we have to use this card key to unlock a door so we can get to a teleporter, which will bring us to the boss. We are on the 3rd floor now, and here we go. So let's open this door, continue on through this room. There's a teleporter there, and we want to step on it. Oh, why are you here? Why? You see, this is why I went through Battle of the Trainers and then went back to heal. Because this guy, right here, he shows up. Your rival just... And if I were to fight him, when I only had my 2 Pokemon left, I probably would have still won, but I would have had a hard time. With this, it's a whole lot easier. And he started out with Sandslash for once, rather than Fearow. Wow, that did not do a lot. I used a Sandslash when playing through Blue to get the couple Pokemon that I needed to get from that game. And Sandslash is still pretty quick and pretty heavy hitter, although not... Did he just use a potion? Okay, whatever. Sandslash is a pretty hard hitter still, although not as hard as Dugtrio, and it has more HP and more defense, so it's kind of the more balanced version of Dugtrio, but I still like Dugtrio, because it can take out Ninetales in a single hit. Hooray. Speaking of Ninetales, in the episode of the Pokemon anime when they were recapping what happened in the gym battle against Blaine, which Ash lost the first time, by the way, they said that, well, in the original battle, Ninetales beat Squirtle with Fire Spin. And then in the recap in the next episode, they said that Squirtle was beaten by Ember, so that's something that I caught and I thought was kind of funny. Speaking of the anime, I am very close to being done with that. I'm on like 74 then, and then I'm going to watch the first movie, because that's next on the list, and then they're like 82, so I'll only have like 8 more episodes or so. And we're just beating up his team. Still, with only 2 Pokemon left, it will be rather difficult, especially when those Pokemon really don't have a type advantage. And we're sending out Pikachu just because it's starter versus starter. He finally evolved his Eevee into a Jolteon, and if you lost both battles against him, in the very first 2 battles, he would evolve it into a Vaporeon. If you won one, but lost the other, he would evolve it into Flareon, and if you won both of them, he will evolve it into Jolteon. And will change his team based on that to have the type advantages and not have 2 of the same type. For instance, if he got a Vaporeon, he wouldn't have Cloyster, he would have something in its place. I think Rhydon. I think he'd have a Rhydon in Cloyster's place, and if you chose Flareon, he won't have a Ninetales, and he will have maybe Rhydon, and I think just whatever one he picks Rhydon instead of an electric type, but whatever. Somebody's going to correct me and tell me what he actually does, but that's what I think happens. I don't know, for some reason I remember him having a Rhydon. Maybe I'm thinking the rematch in Crystal. I think he had a Rhydon then, and then somebody will correct me on that, even though I have done a Let's Play of that game, so I should know, although that was like 8 months ago, or 5 months since I did that. Okay. Okay, and yet you still lost. And yet you still lost. Okay, I'll see you. And then Lavir slash Gary slash whatever you called him leaves, and then you can talk to this guy and get Lapras, which is a water ice type, very defensive and pretty good. I thought of using Lapras, but I decided against it because other Let's Players have used Lapras. And oh, well, at least it's not nearly as difficult. as Lavir slash Gary slash whatever you named him. And do they have their Pokemon evolved before? Yeah, I think they did once before. But this is the last time that we are fighting Team Rocket. Well, Jesse and James, at least. So, bye guys. Thank goodness you're not going to show up in every single episode. Like the anime. But yeah, normal Pokemon, Weezing, Arbok, Meowth, at comparatively low levels. They're higher up than most of the other Rocket trainers, but they still are pretty low compared to ours because I fought every single trainer. And yet our levels are still low compared to the gym leader. So you can see where the problem kind of comes in. They just have like a gigantic jump in levels, but we will figure that out next time. And I will see you then. Oh, and then, of course, again, bye.